How's it going, guys? It's Richard, and as you can see from the title, I'm planning on doing a video comparing staves and wands. Obviously, when I'm saying comparing staves and wands, I'm comparing them to wands with offhand equipment. So that could be like orbs, shields, and in this situation I'm going to be doing offhands that give an accuracy bonus. But in addition to just talking about how good how the differences between these, I'm also going to show you quickly how to get the best possible offhand in the game. So first of all, if you come out to Alcrid, then, by the way, to do this you have to have 80 agility, have completed the Do No Evil quest and the Diamond in the Rough quest, and if you travel to the monkey colony, then if we take a quick trip there, I'll stop the recording because obviously the trip takes a while, so I'll be back in a second. So here we are, just landing at the monkey colony. I really forget how long that carpet trip takes. It's an absolute nightmare. Now obviously this area a lot of people will hate because that quest was a bit of annoying, but if you climb up this climb to exit here, this is the bit you need 80 agility for, and there'll be this sort of tomb style thing, as you can see, and you can take this ankh, and there's also that mask, but it's not that important. But if we then equip this ankh and then look at the equipment bonus, take off my rings very quickly, it gives 100 accuracy for your offhand, which is really high when you compare that to I think it's the Virtus book. Even the Virtus book doesn't have that high an accuracy bonus. I'm kind of surprised that it's so high, given that, I mean, it's not that easy to get 80 agility, but I mean it's kind of an easy thing to obtain, so personally I'm kind of surprised at this, but you know, it's still kind of a nice reward. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is teleport to I'm going to teleport to Lumbridge, so I'll be back in a second, and I'll basically just be comparing what the difference is between a stave and a wand in just 1 second. So here we are at the Lumbridge training area, where I come occasionally to sort of show off like how I'd use abilities and whatnot. Now what I'm going to talk about first is the difference between staves and wands with an offhand. If you have an offhand with your wand, now these have got to be offensive offhand items, so like the split bark orb, Grapholic orb, or the ankh like I'm wielding here, or the Virtus book, any of those sort of things that aren't counted as a shield. Now what they do when equipped with a wand, they basically mean you cast spells 150% of the normal speed. So in the time that it would normally take you to cast 2 spells with a normal stave, you'll be able to cast 3 with a wand. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do 5 attacks. I'll see how long it takes to do 5 attacks with the wand and the ankh, and then we'll see how long it takes to do 5 attacks with the stave. So let's get attacking. 2, 3, 4, and the 5. Oh, that actually did a 6 there. And then if we wield the stave and then attack it again, 1, 2. See, as you can see, it's already a massive amount different. 3. Taking a while. 4, and finally about to cast the 5th. So as you can see from that, it is actually a pretty noticeable difference, the speed between using the wand with an offhand and the stave. Now obviously what you have to do with a wand and an offhand is you have to sacrifice accuracy. Like if we wield them both, so with those, you'll see that the combined accuracy is 640, but a polypore staff is 750. So 110 difference, but let's say you're taking out a target with pretty low damage, then it's not really that important. Sorry, not low damage, low defense, because obviously you're going to be hitting all the time anyway, and generally mage hits pretty frequently. So I would say that the wand and the offhand is when you're more focused on DPS, while a stave is when you're focused on a target that has higher defense, so you're going to need that higher accuracy. So this is just a little piece of information that compares the wand and the with an offhand and a stave. So I think that's kind of interesting. It's kind of useful information to know, so that if you ever take on targets with mage, it probably would be more practical. And also take into account this is a Grapholic wand, which is it's kind of a low level one. When you compare it to a polypore stave, which is 75, that's quite a difference. I mean, the high end staves are 800 accuracy, but then the higher ones, things like the master wand, it's got 600 accuracy, but also it has the 2% crit. And so realistically, using a wand with the offhand ankh is actually pretty, I'd say, considerably better. Also, zombie impling, I'll catch that in a minute when I stop recording. So I definitely think I'd recommend using a wand and an offhand, but I wouldn't be surprised if they nerf the cast speed, so in future it's something closer to, I don't know, say 130%. Also, take into account that your abilities are still going to do the same amount of damage, and because the way that cooldowns work, you're not going to be able to do any spells, you're not going to be able to do any abilities any quicker. So maybe it's more effective if you use a momentum. So if you're in a Slayer task and you want to use Mage, then perhaps using the offhand will be more effective with momentum, but then a stave more effective when you're using abilities. And generally you're going to be using a momentum when you're doing like lower defense targets anyway, so kind of fits perfectly. So thank you very much for watching. Small video, little piece of information, something that you might find useful in game. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.